So hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. I'm Surbhi and this is Perspective 360 Degree, your one-stop solution for current affairs, descriptive writing and answer writing practice. Before proceeding any further, let me know in the chat section if my audio is clear to you, if you can hear me clearly, and the video is also clear to you, the screen is okay. So I can see a few of you are live. By that time, let me describe this initiative for the people who are watching it for the first time. See, in Perspective 360 Degree, we pick the most important topics for your regulatory body examinations. If you're preparing for some other exams, this could be very much beneficial for you. So these topics are discussed in a question answer format of descriptive writing that appears in the phase 2 part of your examination. So we study descriptive writing from current affairs point of view because your exam is becoming very dynamic. So we cover those topics and we also provide you free evaluation for the answers you send to us in the YouTube comment section. So after this video, for the next 48 hours, our YouTube comment section will be active and you can post your answers there and get free evaluation by our experts, a very comprehensive evaluation. So definitely participate in that. Okay, I've got some messages here. So yes, Kingshuk, Noor, Akash, Ananya, Deepak, Ashok, Tanu, Akash, Tanu again. All right. Thank you all of you. Good evening. And yes, Ashok, I'm doing well. I hope all of you are doing well doing well too. So we'll begin this discussion, but there is a very important insight I would like to share with you. So today I was sitting for lunch with one of my colleagues and she said that she's got a very valuable quote or statement from one of her friends yesterday. And it was, don't reject yourself. And I think this applies to all of our lives. Don't reject yourself. By this, what do I mean? See, our exams reject us when we don't make it to the final list, when our roll number or our name is not visible in the final list. Our scores reject us, whether it was in school, college, university, or even now. Sometimes our families, partners, teachers, everybody we are surrounded with, they all reject us. They all say that you're not capable to do it, or you've not done this thing, you have this weakness or that flaw. I understand. But the most important thing is, don't reject yourself means these are not the things you should be telling yourself. Instead, you should be focusing on your strengths. For example, if you keep telling yourself that, oh my God, descriptive writing is so tough, I will never be able to become an RBI Grade B officer or NABARD Grade A officer, then who will be there in your team? It's you who has to be on your side always. You have to be in your team. You don't have to reject yourself. If the world is rejecting you, that's fine. But always accept yourself the way you are. If you have some flaws, work on them. But also don't forget to remind yourself of your own strengths. Focus on your strengths. Take that motivation. Keep that motivation every day. And then move ahead. All right. So, Kingshuk will take that topic later. One nation, one election. I'm waiting for that to little mature for some time. Then we'll take it. The topic for today is social impact bonds, social issues, bridging finance and social issues. So basically, as the name indicates, these bonds, they create some social impact. Now, if financing is done for social impact, then why it is not called a donation? Because donation is there for social impacts. How come financing or how come bonds are there for social impacts? This we'll see. We'll answer all the questions. We will see what a bond is. But first of all, let me share with you some snapshots where the news has appeared so that you know of the relevant sources. Also, we'll see that where this topic fits in your syllabus and why is it important. So in news, this is a snapshot of the NABARD website. So all other people preparing for other exams, hold on, this is important for you as well. It says NABARD issues AAA rated 5-year social bonds. Very important. This is a snapshot of the website itself. Then this is from the print. It says NABARD lists first social impact bond as you can see in the background, this is Bombay Stock Exchange. All right. And then from Business Sign also a similar news appeared that NABARD raises these many crore via social bonds. Yes, 1040 crore. That's right, Deepak. So first of all, for RBI Grade B, if you look at general finance and management part of your syllabus, that is paper 3, then financial institutions where NABARD has been explicitly mentioned is part of your syllabus. So yes, that this becomes very important for you. Then in the general topics, you have the topic of alternate source of finance, private and social cost benefit. Again, this is very important for you here in this part of the syllabus. If I look at ESI, poverty alleviation and employment generation in India, which is the aim of social impact bonds, so it can be asked in ESI as well, and sustainable development and environmental issues, again it fits here. And for the entire part of social structure in India, because these bonds are for social impact, so you can consider it as a current affairs topic from here. For NABARD Grade A, you have again non-institutional and institutional agencies in rural credit and development of banking and financial institutions in India, where the role of NABARD becomes very active. For SEBI Grade A examination, financial markets, in which bonds is explicitly mentioned, is part of your syllabus under finance, that is C part. So definitely check this out, definitely match it up with your syllabus. Now, if we have to frame an expected question for any new topic that is emerging in the news, what you can be asked is to analyze its pros and cons. So we don't see any big cons for the society for social impact bonds. So what we'll discuss is its benefits, and also our question will be framed in a way that it makes you write about all the features of social impact bonds. So what are social impact bonds? Discuss their features and benefits. This is going to be a short question for 400 marks, for 400 words and 10 marks. 400 marks would make you the topper there. All right. So yes, I'll take all your comments in a while. Now, first of all, sharing with you the answer blueprint. In the form of this answer blueprint, we will approach this question. We will break this question down. So your answer has to be in 3 parts, that is introduction, main body and conclusion. And trust me, our toppers have followed this answer blueprint provided by EduTap, and they have vouched upon this for their success. So definitely you should do that too. And again, coming back to the question, so let's divide it in various parts, that is introduction, body part. Let's see how many body parts we have, and the conclusion. So in the introduction, what we will write about social impact bonds. We will define social impact bonds. That is very important here. Any new term that appears in your paper, make sure that you're defining it. If let's say the question is regarding bonds, then you don't have to define a bond, because bond as a topic is mentioned in your syllabus. All right, for SEBI if I talk, so you don't have to define general things, but if something is new and if some topic is tough, then definitely define it. Start with a definition, and then you can also mention the news. Talk just casually with the examiner that recently NABARD also raised these many crore rupees with the help of social impact bonds. In the body part 1, we will talk about the features, which is the first part, which is the first micro question here, and the second one is benefits that will be taken in body part 2. We can write one paragraph also for the entire portion, but that will not motivate the examiner to give us high marks. So what we want is, we want the examiner to feel very relaxed. We want the examiner to see everything we have written, and for the examiner to award us as many marks as possible. In the conclusion, obviously you can talk about the negative sides also, but I would recommend that you don't do that here. So what we'll do is, we'll summarize our answer, and we'll also appreciate social impact bonds. All right, so first of all, it should be very clear to you what a bond is. We'll start with the introduction. Before defining social impact bonds, let's understand what they are. So here I'm talking about traditional bonds, that is generally what a bond is. These are investors. Investors means which have money, which have a lot of money. They are earning a lot of money with the help of the company, the jobs, whatever they're doing. All right, so they have some money, they give it to government and corporations. This is the money, that is they have given it to government and corporations. So now government is always in need of money. How does the government get money? It gets it through taxes. It gets it through donations and grants. So this bond is a way in which the government can generate money to carry out all the activities it does for the country. So the government gets the money from investors. Now what do the investors get in return? They want more money in return. So the government says, give me money for, let's say, 30 years. Government or this corporation, in this case the corporation is NABARD, they say, let's say, give me this money for 30 years, and after 30 years I will give your money back. Whatever money you've given to me, I will give it back. So the investors say, but in 30 years, if I'm giving you, let's say, 100 rupees, the value of 100 rupees will come down. So 100 rupees, if you give me back after 30 years, it will not benefit me. So the government says, that's okay. I will keep on paying you the interest in between, and the interest will be high, probably more than 7.5% or even greater than that. So now the investors are sure that because they have given their money to government, so their money is safe, because the government will definitely return it, otherwise it will be on their reputation. Also, these investors keep on getting interest rate from time to time. Just like you take a loan from a bank, you keep on paying interest and then you finally return the loan. So they get their final money back at the end of the stipulated time, in this case 30 years, and they get interest payments. Now let's say these are traditional investors, these are traditional bonds, how they function. If I talk about social impact bonds, let's say you are the investor. Okay, let's say you have a lot of money and you are the investor and you're preparing for this government job. Let's say you become that officer, the exam that you're preparing for, and now you have a lot of money, you become an investor. Now what you want is, you want that, yes, I should be able to increase my wealth, but I should also be contributing towards eradicating poverty in India, towards building hospitals in the country, towards providing education to people, towards lifting people out of poverty. I'm sure these are the things you want to do for your country, okay? But once you become an officer, you will not have the time to build a school, to build a hospital, to give medicines to people in need, or to educate people, that's for sure. All right, so what you become is, you become a investor. You buy this social impact bond from the government or from the corporation. In this case, it is NABARD. You buy a social impact bond, and the social impact bond, on the social impact bond, the purpose of the bond will be written, that where will NABARD or the government use this money. They say that we will use this money to bring people out of poverty, to lift people out of poverty, to bring them out of hunger, or to educate them. So basically, you are a philanthropist now. Your money is also safe with NABARD or with the government, and you're also, it is actually helping you to do some philanthropic activity. Now NABARD also says, or the government also says, that you will get interest, but that will not be fixed interest, because this is social cause where we are trying to put the money. Let's say we want to lift 1,000 people out of poverty in a village. If we are able to do it, then you will get some fixed rate of interest. If we are not able to do it, then the interest rate might vary, it might decrease. So you say, okay, I don't mind, just return my principal back. That is, the money should be safe, but I don't mind if I get lesser payment also, because what my aim is to serve the society. So that's the idea of a social impact bond. On these lines, there are many type of bonds. For example, skill impact bond. Skill impact bond, these were launched by NSDC a few years ago, and what these bonds did, they skilled people, they upskilled people, and and through investors, money was raised. We had sovereign green bonds also, which were for, environment protection and, fighting against climate change. So I hope now we are in a condition to write a definition of social impact bonds. Basically, these are low risk funding for public goods. Public goods means healthcare, education, eradicating hunger, all these things. Okay, so first of all, let's see a definition of social impact bonds. These are financial instruments, obviously, or investment vehicle issued by governments, companies, or organizations. And why are they raised? To raise capital, that is money for projects or initiatives with a specific social or environmental purpose. All right, so we will come to the news of NABARD also. Let's elaborate this a little further. So it pays a contract. Basically, it is a contract with the public sector, or in this case, it is a contract with NABARD, which pays, whereby it pays for better social outcomes in certain areas, and passes on part of the savings achieved to investors. If there are savings achieved, let's say if they lift people out of poverty, obviously the government will have to spend lesser on social schemes. So the government will save money. Out of those savings, some interest is paid to the investor. In this case, that is you are the philanthropist here. All right, so definitely mention about the current affairs, definitely mention about the news that is there. Otherwise, your answer will become a static answer, and the other people, they will be writing this example. So don't forget to do it. Recently, NABARD has listed the country's first social impact bond. This is important for your phase 1 as well, to the tune of rupees 1,000 crore. And where will it be used? It will be used to support Telangana's Jal Jeevan mission. Again, important for you. So these 3 lines, they make the perfect introduction for you. Now, if you have any doubts still here, let me know in the chat section. And then we'll move on to let's delve deeper section. Sample paper or best answer writing solution. See, Renu, our paid students, they get the best answer, but we are also coming up with the initiative where we will pin the best answer in the comment section. Around 24th September, Ashok. Yes, so there are, apart from that, okay, Renu, just I would suggest that you stay consistent with it, and then you will be able to score very high on your test. We will be covering more than 100 topics with perspective 360 degrees. So don't be, don't reject yourself. Don't feel bad even if you're getting bad marks. Okay. So Dhaval, after this discussion, refer to the initial part of the discussion. I've shared which part of the syllabus it will fit in. It is there for your ESI and finance part of the syllabus. Okay. Now moving on to the next part, that is features. Now what are the features of social impact bonds? Obviously, as I told you, there will be no fixed rate of interest. So first of all, they fund social projects. That is for clear. I think that's clear for you. They fund social projects. That means they use private sector capital for social initiatives, reducing the financial burden on government and taxpayers. Taxpayers, when the government has to carry out more activities, it increases taxes. So it reduces these bonds, they give money to the government for, let's say, a few years, for let's say 30 years, and the burden on taxpayers, that comes down. Then they operate over a fixed period of time, that is always fixed. Let's say in this case for NABARD, it's 5 years. Okay, so, and they do not provide a fixed rate of return. Why do they do not provide a fixed rate of return? Because the impact, the social impact, is very hard to measure. Whether people have been lifted out of poverty, whether there has been end to hunger or not. And what is the condition of a social impact bond? That the investor gets a fixed rate of interest, only when there is a social impact created. Now, how will you measure the social impact? What are the statistics available? So, social impact bond is not a bond per se, since repayment and return on investment are contingent upon the achievement of desired social outcome. And then outcome of social impact bonds is completely dependent on success of social outcome. If people cannot be lifted out of poverty, if the slum cannot be rehabilitated, then there will be no rate of interest or very low rate of interest. Then they're not affected by variables such as reinvestment risk, interest rate, or market risk, but inflation risk is there. Let's say the social outcome is not achieved, then what will happen? The investor gets their money back, let's say after 5 years, but that time the value of money would have gone down. So inflation risk is always there. So it's first of all hard to determine the success of social impact bonds. And look at this, Chicago social bonds come with promise to report on progress. So timely progress has been inculcated as part of the social impact bond mechanism, so that the investors also, they feel secure that I will be getting some return. All right. So now moving on to the body part 2, which is the benefits. So what can be the benefits of social impact bonds? Let me know in the chat section. Dhaval, again, I have told you that this topic is important for finance, for SEBI and RBI and NABARD as well. Finance and your alternate mechanisms of finance, not for English. Yes, Tanu, no guarantee of return. The principal amount will be returned, but the rate of interest, that is higher rate of interest, that will not be fixed. That will be based on what social impact has been created. Has it been successfully created or not? Okay, so this cannot be viewed as a financial instrument to increase your money, but it can definitely be seen as some initiative or some method to put your money into social impact mechanisms. For example, as I told you, if you want to educate people but you don't have the time to build a school, so you can buy a social impact bond and your money will be used to build a school. All right, so now coming back to the benefits. Now, what are the benefits? I'll come back to your, Nikhil, I'll come back to your doubt. Now, what can be the benefits? First of all, innovative financing. There are so many NGOs who need funding. There are so many entrepreneurs who have launched products which can eradicate poverty in the country or help so many people in our country. So for social entrepreneurs, this is the best way to generate money, or innovative financing, alternate way of financing. So it could be natural funding mechanisms for social entrepreneurs. A accountability is there because these social impact bonds, they are mostly launched by the government or government related institutions. So they establish clear accountability mechanisms, ensuring that interventions are data driven and evidence based, as we saw on the last slide. Then there is flexibility and use of technology. Now what do I mean here? Why there is flexibility and use of technology with social impact bonds? Now the government, it has to justify its expenditure in the budget or in the economic survey every year after year, where the money that it has gained from taxes is going and why. Now if the government has to develop some initiatives like machine learning for a district or a town, or AI tools for a town planning, so it has to justify, and the process is very long. On the other hand, if the money is coming from investors who have bought social impact bonds, then the government has to justify these tech-based innovations only to these investors. So governments, they have the flexibility to test and scale innovative approaches to social issues, which are very much required. Data science, machine learning, that is very much required to address social issues in the country. Human interface devices and personalized healthcare, very important for India. Then it prioritizes social needs. The people will decide where we invest our money, which social need is most important, whether they want to build schools in the country, hospitals in the country, or they want to eradicate poverty. So the politics part of politics does not come into picture. What comes into picture is the wisdom of investors. Then it promotes philanthropy in the country. Right now, if you want to donate some money, you don't know which NGO to go to, or you're not very clear where your money will go to. So this is a very clean way to promote philanthropy or donations, that culture in the country. So they satisfy philanthropist aims. So that's about the benefits. This topic is very easy to understand, the benefits part especially. Now before moving on to the conclusion part, I will take some doubts of yours. Yes, ma'am, if I do not include the Chicago example, Ananya, that's okay. Even if you don't include all the examples, all of you, at least include some data and examples in your answers to stand out. Okay. Bombay Stock Exchange, Ashok, I showed you on the first slide itself, second slide, NABARD and BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange. All right, for this NABARD bond, it is Bombay Stock Exchange. Otherwise, it can be listed on various stock exchanges for various countries. Now, coming to the conclusion, I would appreciate the social impact bonds here. I would like you to appreciate that, and we'll also summarize. So first of all, say that they are gaining popularity all over the globe. Why they're gaining popularity? Because of the benefits. All right. So investing in social impact bonds, first of all, it has risen. It has risen in recent years. बहुत ही अभी का ही phenomena है, बहुत पुराना phenomena नहीं है. As a way for investors to give back to the community. अब जो corporate social responsibility hai, that is also part of the company's duties, and to give back to the society, that is one of our fundamental duties also. So this is one way to do it, as well as a way for companies to expand their social responsibility. So this is an apt line to start your conclusion. Talk about the recent, not the exact data, but talk about the recent happenings, that yes, the use of these bonds is going up. That means they have some value to add to the society. So social impact bonds represent an intriguing approach to address complex social problems. This is just one of the summary lines. We are just summarizing. All right, just understand the importance of each and every line. So while not a one-size-fits-all solution, they have the potential to complement. Complement means run in parallel with existing social programs. Which are the existing social programs? The policies of government, the schemes of government, and encourage innovative, as I told you, technology can be used, result-oriented approaches. Why result-oriented approaches? Because investors will be asking questions, where my money is going, how much rate of interest will I be getting back, to tackling some of society's most pressing challenges. So, and here are the credits. This is one of the websites we have taken a lot of inputs from. You will get the PDF of this discussion in the Telegram channel by tomorrow morning. So definitely check that out. Definitely check this article out as well. There were a lot of demands coming from your side that we want links of articles also, so we have started including them. So that's all. This is again the question in front of you. Now you have 48 hours to send your answers to us in the comment section. 48 hours means it's Wednesday today, so till Friday 5 p.m. Friday 5 p.m. before we go live again with you, that is the time you have to post your answers in the comment section. Do like this video. If you're liking Perspective 360 Degree, just share it with your friends as well, share it with your family members who might want to learn about these issues which are in news. Also, comment as early as possible so that we can provide you evaluation as soon as possible. Get rid of this burden that I have to write the answer before 5 p.m. Write the answer today itself. Watch the video again and write the answer today itself. So that's your question. What are social impact bonds? Discuss their features and benefits, and the evaluation that we provide, it is entirely free. Thank you for the discussion. If you have any feedback for us, my name is Surbhi. Let us know at hello@edutap.co.in. Otherwise, the YouTube comment section is always open for you. Let me know in the comment section how did you find this lecture, how it helped you. Or you can contact us at 8146-207-241. Do not forget to subscribe our channel. Alright, so I'll see you on Friday at 5 p.m. Now coming back to the doubts. Alright, thank you Ashok, thank you Nikhil, thank you Tanu. Ma'am, please provide model answers also of the topics you covered in 360 session. Akash, we are working on the model answers part. Either we'll pin the model answer in the comment section or we'll provide you with Telegram PDF as well. So just wait for some time and we'll provide you with the model answer. So they are, yes, Nikhil, that's right. Ashok, these are stock exchanges which regularize such bonds. Okay, so I think there are no more doubts coming. So I'll see you on Friday. Thank you all of you for being a wonderful audience, and 5 p.m. Friday it is. No, Noor, as of now, paid classes are not available. Okay, this is a free initiative. You can talk about our course with the support team. You can contact us at 8146-207-241. Call us and the paid initiatives can be talked about. FCB, I will get them evaluated, don't worry. All right.